Judith Resnick, man, I want to talk a little bit about that because now we can get into some details where the CIA is not listening.
Oh, they're always listening.
Whatever.
They're always listening, but they can't stop us. They know the universe is backing us 100%. We're going through a cosmological shift, and they know there's nothing they can do about it. Project Looking Glass has shown many times over and over and over again the same results. So they can panic all they want. They can, try to shut us down and maybe use scare tactics and gang stalking, whatever else. It doesn't work with us, especially someone that has exited the matrix and comes in and out anytime they please.
Yeah, and we're God's soldiers, guys. We're doing God's work, and we're gonna keep doing God's work. It doesn't matter if you think we're doing something else. That's what we're doing. That's all we're gonna continue to do. And the trolls will just fall by the wayside, or they're gonna get off their troll horse and come join us in this war. It's really up to them.
That's correct.
But nothing's going to stop us. The universe protects us at all times.
Absolutely.
I have angels here at all times surrounding me. Angels. You guys want to talk about demons and demons are on this earth. Demons are fighting. Demons this, demons that. If you believe in demons, you believe in angels.
Yeah, he sends his angels concerning us to guard us in all of our ways, so that we will not strike our foot against a stone, and that we will trample great lions and serpents beneath our feet. And that's because we call upon him and we go within. We don't go outside to some sky daddy that's going to strike you down and put you in hell forever and ever. Because as Jesus, or Yeshua, who lived way before your captors of the Roman Empire, said that the kingdom of heaven is within. Okay, he was telling and teaching the exact same things that I teach on my Instagram, on TikTok, and other platforms. But
how do people find you on TikTok and Instagram?
Just Flat Earth Millionaire.
Yep, simple as that, guys.
Flat Earth Millionaire.
Yep. Now, back to Judith. Because we're on Rockfin. Everybody's already seen the film. As you guys know, the audience, her reaction maybe got to go back and see it again. Her reaction started when he said during the word conspiracy. He didn't say shuttle. He didn't say NASA. He didn't say shit yet, but he said, well, there's a conspiracy, and she panicked. She walked the wrong way, turned around, beeline right to some doors, slammed it, and then this is what I want to talk about, not on YouTube, but the guy, I'm not going to say his name. I promised him I wouldn't. My buddy that did this for me, okay? And he offered, by the way, never made him do this. When he offered, I granted it. I even paid him. He didn't ask for it, but I did anyways. And he told me that authorities were calling his phone right after that. When he exited the premises, his phone was off the hook, ringing, voicemails, local authorities or non-local authorities. I don't know who was calling them. We're trying to figure that out, but I'm still waiting to hear back, guys. It's been a day. I'm a little worried about him, obviously. But I hope he's okay. It's just one of those things where, I told him in the beginning, you sure you want to do this? Yes. He said, I'm going to make history. I don't care what I have to do. And he was very polite to her, but.
Yep, absolutely. Based on her response, she almost looks like an MK Ultra, victim, where the word conspiracy is a trigger word. Yeah. Because she absolutely panicked. Yeah. Went the wrong direction, turned around, was all curled up. She was clutching herself like she's about to get attacked. The nonverbal communication was just broadcasting red and blue signals everywhere. It was just obvious. And then, like you said, and the fact that authorities start calling his phone. That's definitely witness protection.
Oh, no, she's just a professor. Tanner, what do you mean? It's not even her.
Yeah, I know.
It's a professor that gets in a Hollywood movie,
It's just a big coincidence. Because the Hollywood movie, that was just epic because they love to just throw things in our face. That soft disclosure.
Black magic.
Yep, the revelation. Well, not necessarily black magic. It's just revelation of method.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. These elites or ones close to God, they know the laws of the universe. They know the 12 laws of the universe. The peasants, however, do not, which is why they are peasants. They have to show, obviously, the truth in plain sight. That way, hey, we showed you guys, okay? It's kind of like the concept, all right, I'm going to sell you a poison apple. If I don't tell you the apple is poison and you eat it, that's on me. However, if I sell you the apple and tell you it's poison and you eat it, that's on you.
Yep.
The karma has been washed off my hands. It's the laws of the universe. I mean, this is yin yang, black white. Without the other, none exists.
Well, it's a similar approach. I say that is a similar thing to when people tell me, because I say this all the time on my show. I say, you know, when people tell me, hey man, be careful, watch your back. Besides, I'm protected by the universe at all times. It's just a point of, they don't take out people like me or you or anybody. They don't harm us. Okay, they're not here to harm us. So that's why, on the same token of what you said, when you have an oath or when you have a contract with someone, and I hear names all the time. Well, what about Chester from Lincoln Park? That's a record label, guys. Did you read his label? Did you know his dad? Do you know any of these things that's going on? He can't talk about trafficking. I'm glad he did. It brought attention to it, but you can't do that under oath. These Freemasons under oath, there's certain things that people, they have they're like, oh, the lady from the Vaxxed or one of those docs, they got her in her house, they suicided her. She worked for Big Pharma. She's under oath. You can't do that. So just like what Tanner said, they wash your hands with it. It's not, the karma's not on them anymore. You signed the contract. Okay.
Yeah. NDA. It's a non-disclosure agreement. And if they're a Freemason, if you disclose any secrets, they'll literally cut your tongue out. I mean, that's one of the oaths. That's part of my research, is researching the enemy. I know their religion inside and out. And a lot of people think, oh, it stops at 33 degrees. That's the highest. No.
Bullshit.
It goes 360 degrees to the point where there are actual vampires, quote unquote vampires, not the Hollywood version, but where they drink blood. They can levitate. They can set things on fire. We've seen the footage of the monks and stuff setting things on fire with the chi. This is information that they have mastered, but unfortunately, they have used it for black magic or for dark, if you will. But it goes back to the balance. There has to be a balance. I can't be all good and all white versus black. If someone breaks into my house and, does God knows what, I can't just sit back and forgive them and turn the other cheek. No, I've got to blow their head off. Yeah. Okay. Or, I've got to snap their neck or do something to protect my family.
I think it was maybe the Quran. There's some passages, I think, in the Quran. I could be wrong, but people were emailing me passages. I get random emails all the time. I read some of them. And it was saying that in the original scriptures of I think the Quran, it was not the King James, none of those, but that it says in there, guys, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. If someone tries to harm you, is to take them the fuck out. And there's no, forgiven for sins. No, it's not a sin. Mm-hmm. You get this person out. They're demons coming in to harm you. Get them the fuck out. There's nothing wrong with that. But they wanted to peg it nowadays with religions. It's wrong. It's a sin. Turn your cheek. Turn your cheek.
All religions.
Look what turning your cheek has gotten us into, guys. Look what turning the cheek has gotten our world into. Fuck that.
All religions are a construct of this matrix. Okay. All right, hold on. Okay. I'm going to try to be as polite as possible. So the Council of Nicaea was put together by the Emperor Constantine, one of the emperors of the Roman Empire at the time. And they had all these gurus and spiritual teachers and leaders come together with their gospels. There were over 3,000. Out of the 3,000 gospels, only 66 made the Bible or the Bible. Only 66 canonized books, versions made the Bible. So you've got, let's say, a 3,000 puzzle piece set, and you're only given 66 pieces. How on heaven's earth are you supposed to put together the puzzle?
Yep.
When you have 60, people they just gobble, gobble, gobble. They just eat it up. I was a Christian, upside down Christian, for 30 years. Bible school, taught Sunday school, went to church like clockwork. You know,
you got a tattoo?
I have a gigantic cross taking up my entire leg.
Yep.
That I'm actually going to turn into eventually a Tesla coil. But anyway, so I've been there. I've been on both sides. It's brilliant. It's the best way. It's the best way to control the masses, and that's what they've done. They've controlled where we live. They went in here and they put you in here. All religions have done that. Well, actually, I take that back. I don't think all religions. I think there's a couple that talk about how it's like 1 billion miles wide and the sky is flat. I don't know. But most of the ancient concepts, those were done by their governments. They all knew that the earth was flat, but they had to keep their slaves on the plantation. They had to keep everyone here. So they all agreed, yeah, there's a dome. Now, I don't know if the governments knew that there was more land and they did that to keep everyone captive, or that's just what their eyes saw. Because again, as we talked about earlier, our eyes give a dome vision-like perspective. So, the sky curving or appearing to curve, clouds touching the ground, that's perspective. That's how our eyes work.
Yeah, we all know those clouds are not touching the ground by the horizon.
That's correct.
If you can just go like this and then you can end up being on the horizon, those clouds are still thousands of feet above you. And then you look back to where you came from. Now those clouds are on the ground. You're like, wait a minute, I was just over there. The clouds are not. Well, that's just, our eyes are the spheres. Our eyes are natural fisheye lenses. Okay, they're natural fisheye lenses. That's how we see. And that's as simple as that. And I think
very simple.
This life is a test to understand these things and break them down these ways to understand reality, really. But, to just accept The Simpsons and Under the Dome and the snow globes for sale on Amazon, like, I don't,
Get that shit out of here. I am so sick. I've been dealing with it for almost 10 years. And, we hear the same story across the board. I hear everyone talking about it. Oh, when I first heard of flat earth, I thought it was crazy. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. So then I went and researched it. And after several weeks or whatever, then I realized the earth was flat. Now, before I move forward with this statement, I'm going to try to be as humble as possible. But this goes to within the Holy Spirit, your guts, mother, whatever you want to refer it to. My gut has never, ever been wrong. When I don't listen to that inner voice, Tanner, oh, you better turn. Mama's going to get you. You're going to get in trouble. That voice we've had since we were children.
Yep.
Well, I've been fortunate enough to have that, to been able to hold on to that. So when I first saw that Math Powerland video in 2014, within 10 minutes of the video, I knew the earth was flat. I knew it. And I think I credit to a situation that happened to me back when I was 16. Long story short, I flipped my truck 6 times. A truck driver pulled out in front of me, flipped my truck. I don't want to call it a near-death experience, an outer body experience, whatever it was. All I know is...
Now, you can get into the detail. I mean, if you want to get... I know the story. It's a great story.
Well, yeah, I'll give the quick background, because after about 10 minutes into it, I reverted back to that vision, what I saw when I was 16 that I put in the back of my mind because I didn't understand it. It flashed right in front of my head. I was like, oh my God. And what I saw, which I'll get to that, is why, on top of all the evidence, why I know within that there's more land. So long story short, I came after hitting the truck. I was upside down. I clicked my seatbelt, hit my head. That probably didn't help. I got out. I took like 2 steps and collapsed. Well, when I collapsed, from my perspective, basically, when I collapsed, this guy walked up to me, said, "You all right?" Took my hand, picked me up. He goes, "Hey, let's go for a walk." And we started going under the bridge where it runs parallel with the highway. We started walking underneath it, and all of a sudden, next thing I know, we're walking up this big, gigantic hill. And along the path, I see like all kinds of crazy stuff. There's screaming and just horror going on. He goes, this guy was basically like, always keep your faith, always listen to me, never lose your faith. and always follow me. And as we're going up this hill, I kind of look out and I realize we're up on this. It looked like a mountain, but I was so tall. We were so tall that it looked just like a hill.
Yeah.
So I look out and the first thing I see down in this valley, remember we're up on this mountaintop, and I can see down in this valley, and I can see all 7 continents down in this valley, and I can see rockets going off and like bombs and missiles, and they're blowing up, and it immediately scared me. I started crying, and he said, no matter what, while all this is going on, never lose faith, never lose sight of me. And at that moment, well, I say at that moment, a little bit after, well, hold on, let me back up. So seeing all this, I'm like, I was just completely scared. I was just, in that moment, I was terrified from what I was seeing. And from my perspective, if I'm standing on the mountain, I look down, it's about the size of like a dinner plate, the whole world. And again, seeing all those missiles and bombs and stuff going off. And the main message was basically, never lose faith. You will always be protected. Yeah. And he's basically like, okay, it's time to go back. And I started bawling. I was really crying. I did not want to leave the presence of this man. The love was just undescribable. And he said, nope. He goes, you cannot come with me. You have to go back. You have a major job to do. And I remember him saying a major job. So as we're walking back down the path, and I look over and I'm like, I thought in my head, I'm like, how am I seeing all 7 continents down in that little valley? It's weird. Okay. So we start walking and I'm bawling, and basically I come to, and I'm crying from this experience I just had with this man showing me all this stuff. And my mom had arrived on scene, and she's on her knees, and she's bawling, obviously. So I'm bawling. I look up because I'm already crying. So we're both crying. And the first thought that popped in my head was, how was I able to see the entire world down in that little valley? So
was there more land anywhere?
So that's where I'm getting at. Okay. So when I looked off to my right and I looked down, I could see all the, the continents. I could see, it was basically, looked like I was on a tall mountain and there was a valley down there, just like, it looked like regular land, but the continents, the world was basically, it was not highlighted, almost like a light was shined on it. And then I looked over to my left and I could see out as far as the eye could see. It was, I don't want to say infinite, but it was almost like I was just like on earth, and with the same vision. But again, I was so tall because I was up on a mountain, and the whole world was very tiny to me. So I had to have been thousands of feet tall in this vision. So when I looked out to the left, it was as far as the eye could see. Yeah. Now, not having the brain capacity at the time to take in that information, I just put it in the back of my mind. I was 16 years old. I was a child. So I went about my life, and, fast forward to that November 2014 Math Powerland video. I know a lot of people don't like him, and yeah, he may be possibly a government shield. Who cares? He brought forth the truth. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay. So with that said, like I said, 10 minutes into that, I knew immediately. It's like this fire came over me. And then that whole, I didn't sleep for 2.5, 3 days. Yep. Getting an hour or 2 of sleep a day. And at that time I had started my company. So I've always been fortunate, but I'm not sitting in traffic for 2-3 hours of my life. I work for myself. So I had a lot of spare time where everyone's going to the bar. I'd stopped drinking in 2012, and I'd been sober for, 2 years. So I didn't really have many friends, especially with, starting my own company and no bar. You find like real quick who your friends are. Oh yeah. So when everyone's sitting in traffic or working for the man, I'm over here researching. And this fire came over me, and along with that vision, I knew it's like something like the Holy Spirit, Mother, a Great Spirit, or my gut, whatever you want to call it, just lit a fire within me. My eyes were burning, my ears were burning, my ears were ringing. It was just a feeling that I'll never, ever, ever forget. Almost like the same feeling I got when I watched Loose Change in 2000. What was that? 2005.
Around there, yeah.
Around 9/11. It was kind of the same, less intense. So that, I mean, ever since then, I mean, I haven't looked back. And I think one thing I credit where I am today is simply not caring what anybody thinks about me. Not my own mother, my brother, family, my best friend, my wife. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think about me. And I think that is what has propelled me beyond most everyone that I know.
Oh, that's the hardest thing to do. And that's what we all need to do at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Not care what other people think.
No one wants to sit at the outcast table. Everyone wants to sit at the popular table. Nobody wants to be an outcast. The same concept applies here, you know, in this community. No one wants to be the outcast saying, oh, there is no snow globe, there is no dome, there's more land. You get attacked on the daily by the Agent Smiths. I saw today on a live stream, I'm not gonna say any names, someone in the film talking about a dome, talking about a snow globe. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Just the ignorance or just the pure, okay, let me back up. I'm not even going to go into that, but it's just, I'm just so sick and tired of the lies and the liars pushing false agendas, regardless if they know they're doing it or not. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to bring forth heaven on earth. I took a blood oath to do this, to release everyone from bondage. I don't care if you think I'm evil or whatever else. Blood is the most powerful substance in the universe. And if you don't like it, don't watch. Don't come over on my channel. Don't come onto my pages and try to make me feel like I'm some kind of a bad guy and push your condescending, religious, oh, I'll pray for you bullshit. You don't even have any blood of your own to spill. You rely upon a fake man god's blood to release you and save you and you know, heal your sins when it's not even a sin. It's a sine wave. My children, fresh out of the womb, this pure innocent baby is not full of sin. You dumb motherfuckers. No. It's called sine wave. We're born into a sine wave. This is energy, frequency, and vibration. Some people's sine wave is long and, you know, like an S, like radio waves. Some people are fucking like 5G. And people can't handle it. That's a sine wave. Okay. Our children are not born into sin. That is a Roman Empire matrix construct that has been keeping you people in line and on the plantation and scared into fear for thousands of years, however long it's been going on. So
and it's been going on way too long.
So with that said, I don't care. I do not care who you are. I don't care if you like me. I don't care what the situation is. I'm going to speak the truth. If you don't like it, piss off. Look at my life and then look at your life. Okay. I spend all day, every day with my family while creating millions in wealth. You know, I hear this all the time. Oh, success and this and that. And if you're making $300 million a year, but away from your family 6 months out of the year, that's not success. Success is defined on how much time we spend with family, how much quality time we spend with family.
And knowledge.
That's success.
And knowledge.
Exactly. And to my knowledge, I don't know anyone that's as successful as me. So until someone is on my level and has waken up millions, hundreds of millions of people while living heaven on earth, I may consider listening to you and taking advice from you. But until then, I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep spreading the truth. I'm just keep telling people we don't live in a snow globe. Everyone wants to push this matrix. Oh, we live in a matrix, but they forget the concept of a matrix. Yep. This is an infinite plane. This is a computer simulated reality. Some of the top minds, even on TED Talk. What's that guy? He went on TED Talk and was having a conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson, saying that in the fabric of space, and the smallest molecular level that they can find, they're finding computer code, not just computer code like ones and zeros, intelligently designed computer code. Yep. So they say the Matrix, this, oh, it's a documentary. Well, if it's a documentary, if you really actually think that and know that, what the fuck are you talking about? Snow globes and fucking domes and shit.
You know what it is? I think that a lot of the people that keep pushing the snow globe, whether they're intentionally doing it or not, to me, it all stems from their display of a light on top of the dome, wrapping around that light on the earth, right? That whole wraparound light thing that it does. But here's my take on that. They're comparing it with timeanddate.com, right? Timeanddate.com will show you the same light patterns. You're going to believe timeanddate.com? Do you really think that they're going to tell us the truth on any? Well, it's timeanddate.com. Well, it's ran by the government still. What are you talking about? Do you think
Sean,
there's any? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, you know, one of the biggest things I'm hearing, the feedback is, oh, well, what about sundogs and rainbows? Well,
perfect circles.
If you look into it, instead of just blindly accepting the information, look into rainbows. When viewed from the air, like an airplane or like a mountain or whatever, it's a flat, perfect circle. The same thing with sundogs. They're flat, perfect circles because it's reflecting off the flat firmament above us. The ceiling does not curve, okay? The sky does not curve, just like the earth doesn't curve. The waters above do not curve, and the waters below.
Yeah, and the reason you're looking at a half a rainbow in the distance is the same reason you see half a sun in a sunset. Perspective.
That's correct.
Cut off. You can't sit there and tell me that there's a half a sun on the sunset and say, well, that's due to, yeah, and I'm talking about like a flat earther trying to school someone. See, that sun is only half of it, and their explanation is going to be the right one, of course. It's because of perspective. It's cutting it off. But that rainbow, it's doing, I mean, it's doing the same fucking thing. It's cutting off from your perspective. If you go all the way up in the air, you go 70 miles up in the air and look down over that rainbow, you're going to see a circle. The sundog's a perfect circle. Now,
that's correct.
Again, if you take out their little light show display, basing it off of timeanddate.com, what else do they have? They have an encyclopedia, government-funded book.
A government-funded encyclopedia.
And The Simpsons and the TV shows.
Cool story. And, you know, it's such a cool story. Please tell it again. Because, you know, The Simpsons, oh, they predict, they do this. No, they're telling you what they're doing. They're abiding by the laws of the universe, revelation of method, lesser magic. You dumb shits.
Yeah, at that
it
point,
blows my mind.
When that movie came out with that dome, the flat earth theory has already been out, guys. It was already out. It was already buzzing. That didn't start the flat earth theory. Come on, guys. That was the flat earth was already viral. So the Simpsons said, what are we going to do? Okay, well, let's put a dome over the Simpsons land. At least the people waking up to flat earth will probably come over here with this dome idea. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they're looking at our videos. They're seeing what people are saying. I probably had at least one video probably showing the Simpsons dome. At that time in my life, it was a confusing time. It's something where we're all awakening to stuff. We don't know what to believe. We don't know what's what. We don't know who's doing what. I didn't even know what revelation of method was then. Okay? So pardon my ignorance. I didn't understand revelation of method. I didn't understand black magic. I didn't understand why they would show that unless it's true. But I know why. It was because it's a backup plan. Just like the Flat Earth Society's been around since the 70s. That's their fucking backup plan. So when someone from the 60s and on said, guys, this is ludicrous. We're not going on the moon. We're not doing anything. This is a flat earth. My dad told me imagine in the 70s, someone's like, my dad said my pop's nose is a flat earth. And they go, oh, okay. Well, what are they going to reference at that point? The Flat Earth Society? Well, that's why the government started the Flat Earth Society, so they can make sure that there's a library of information.
That's correct.
Obtainable, but it's half bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's disclosure. They're showing us." No, that's called mind control. Okay, it's not disclosure. It's mind control. They're trying to subconsciously keep you trapped here, so you won't go beyond the South 60th, so you don't violate that Antarctic treaty. You know, it absolutely blows my mind how people can just they wake up to the flat Earth. But then they're given the mainstream narrative, and that's it. That's all they need. They basically carry. Got to see the whole thing. Got to see edges. We've been programmed our entire life.
What does it look like? Yeah, what does it look like?
Oh, we got to see if you start to show me something I can't just see all at once. Oh, I'm gonna freak out because my tiny little brain can't handle it. That's the response.
Yeah, and it's because they can't show their cousin. I'm always going to pick on cousins. They can't show their cousin the flat Earth model because the cousin's sitting here with their globe. Here's my model. Well, that model doesn't exist, but I get it. Okay, here's my model, cuz where's your model? And they have no other way but to go, well, what's Amazon selling? Oh, a snow globe. They deliver it in one day. Sure they will. They want you to say, look, cuz, here's my model. Now think about that argument. Both models they're holding up keeps you trapped. It keeps you a slave. It makes you not even want to do anything of exploration, really. Now, I get there's some flat earthers that go, no, I want to go see the dome over there in Antarctica. Okay, I get you. At least I can respect that. If you want to explore to see your dome, at least you have some sort of acknowledgement that exploration is obsolete. But at the same time, that's the reason it's readily available. I'm still waiting for anyone to, because I'm not an animator, guys. God, I wish I was. Because this film would have looked even more different. But if someone can animate this and bring it to life, and it's mainly because, like Tanner said, people want to see it. They need to see it. They need to see. Okay, well, if you can only go up 73 miles, and you can only go down 7.3 miles, or however much that is, and we can't get past the 60th parallel, what kind of fucking model are you looking for? We can't go down, we can't go up, we can't go that way. What kind of model do you want? The 7 continents that they already disclosed? That doesn't make any sense. You're not going to be able to get a model because until we can go explore. And then we can go chart some shit and try to make something 3D for you because you need to see it all for some reason. But without access to getting past the 60th parallel and getting beneath the ocean and getting above the firmament, you're never going to have a real model. So get over it. It's really that simple. Well, I'm over a model. I don't show flat Earth models and all this stuff in most of my work. I did show the Nas Confucius map.
Nas Confunden means they can confuse us.
Okay, and I showed that map. That's what that
translates. Yeah, and that's based on eyewitness testimony.
Eyewitness testimonies. I know.
2 books. The navigator who crossed the ice walls, and one other. But I'm with you 100%. We haven't ourselves gone there and charted this information. We don't have the technology yet, and the Antarctic Treaty has not been abolished yet. So until that happens, it's going to be speculation.
Well, it has to be respectfully, but at the same time, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red, all these red flags. The speculation is over.
Yeah. At that point, I've got a question.
Yeah.
In a court of law, eyewitness testimony wins court cases on the daily.
Yep.
People go to prison for eyewitness testimony.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, Sean, and the audience, how in the fuck is that conjecture or speculation? True. Eyewitness testimony? How? Yeah. Let's.
Yeah, you could chuck it up as he say, she say, but not in a court of law.
Exactly.
Not on record.
Cartographers, that who make maps, that's eyewitness testimony. They were there. They charted it. You've got that Buddhist map, Habawashi map. I mean, let's just ignore all that and just we'll keep calling it speculation, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like in the fucking Twilight Zone.
And for those that want to say that this more land type of maps from the past, if that to you is speculation, bullshit, whatever, made up bullshit, why is it hidden? Don't fucking tell me if you go to your neighbor's house right now and say, well, if you go, hey, you heard that people think the Earth's flat? They'll go, oh yeah, we heard that recently. What do you think they're talking about? They'll have 2 answers for you. They'll have a snow globe or they'll have a pancake in space. None of those people are ever going to say an infinite plane or a stationary plane that just keeps going and they're hiding continents, because that is the hidden that is what's hidden in this. That's the most hidden part about it. You would think that everyone would know that there was old maps with more land. The reason it's hidden is because that's the #1 thing that I've ever seen in my life with anyone that's not, call them not a flat earther yet. People, including celebrities. I'm on Eddie's show all the time. I'm producing the show. I see these, you know, I'll call them B-list celebrities. That's no, I'm not knocking anyone. But even someone like Jamie Kennedy, the comedian, when Eddie was trying to flat smack him, it wasn't working. Go watch the show. Jamie was kind of, yeah, I've heard that, but I can't understand. I mean, I just don't get that you're going to lie about stuff. And I remember, I don't think Eddie would get mad that I'm saying this. I remember I'm in the studio with Eddie and I'm screaming without screaming because the mic's a hot mic. I'm Moreland. I'm fucking trying to get his attention. Eddie! And he finally looks over and I'm like, Moreland! And he's like, okay. I'm like, Moreland! And because it's about to be over. You could tell the conversation was closing. Mm-hmm. And he goes, and he actually interrupted Jamie. He goes, and also, there's people that think that the reason they lied is because they're hiding more land. And then Eddie stopped the conversation on the dime and tried to change the subject right away. Probably not on purpose, but he just got off it. Sometimes he feels like he's going too long. And Jamie Kennedy goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. What did you just say? Wait, hold on, man. You see his whole world shit. And look at Jim Brewer. When I talked to him on the Hibbler effect right here, go back a few episodes, guys. We were talking little flat earth, he knows the moon landing was fake. He's very open to flat earth. He's very open to NASA's a psyop. So I'm like, let me test the waters here. I brought up more land, and at the end of that conversation, you hear him say that his head is hurting. His brain is hurting. He couldn't even, he just, and I'm not gonna speak for Jim Brewer, but all of a sudden within 2 weeks time, I think he was researching it. Within 2 weeks time, he's getting conspiracy music guru on the show. His thumbnail on that episode itself was like, it was something like they are lying to us. It was something very blunt. Like, these are the things that make people go, you know what? Never mind now. If it's just some snow globe or pancake in space, then they just kind of, I mean, I don't see it. I mean,
yeah, that's because in nature, let's turn to nature. In nature, snow globes don't exist. Their soul, their spirit, they know it's not right, so they reject it. Let me tell you, let me give you a quick story real quick. When I went to the Flat Earth International Conference in Dallas, Texas, where most of everyone, the speakers acted like they didn't know who I was, I was talking to a guy that was basically, I think he was doing a documentary. He had a film crew and all that. They wanted to get me on film. And basically, I was going over the basically what you just said. I said, everyone here at this conference is going to tell you that we're in a snow globe. Okay, let me give you an alternate reality. What if there's more land? And on the rug, the hotel rug, the floor, the carpet had these little designs. They looked like little ponds all throughout. And I was like, here's where we are, this little spot right here. And I walked out about 10, 15 feet. I said, what if there's extraterrestrials out here? Terrestrial meaning terrain meaning land.
Yeah.
And the guy, he went from like, oh, let's get this guy on an interview. We're going to make fun of him to, okay. He goes, all right, now that makes sense. He goes, whoa, dude, I just got goosebumps. He goes, now I'm going to take this serious. He goes, who are you? I said, at the time I was going by T-Stew. I said, I'm T-Stew. I've got around almost 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've got a few viral videos. Check me out. He goes, can I interview you? And I was like, you know what? If I can't have final edit, I'm not comfortable with it because obviously you're not a flat earther. He goes, well, yeah. I go, yeah. So that's just one, example. Another example. When people hear about this snow globe mainstream Agent Smith bullshit, it turns them away. But however, if they know that it's infinite outer space, or not, maybe that's big. Or
you don't take their outer space away.
If they know it's outer space, hey, and I'll tell them, I was like, you could still have your Star Wars, man. Like, they're not coming from up there, they're coming from out there. He was blown away. He was absolutely blown. Any of his cameraman was like, wow, man, he went from having a smirk, because, I read everybody. I read nonverbal. I read people's emotions. I pick up on their energy.
Well, and that's the topic I want to get into right now.
Sorry, hold on, let me finish. So he went from smirking like, oh, this fucking idiot, to like this. Like, you could tell he was in a somewhat of a shock, and his wheels were just spinning
because he envisioned it, and
it just blew the fuck out of it. Because I also gave him a visualization. I wasn't just talking about it. People learn more with visualizations, as you know. So I'm like, you know, Sean, this is the 7 continents. There's, I was talking about the Buddhist map and Worlds Beyond the Poles and Iron Republic, and I was like, as I was going, you know, showing him, I was like, all the way down that hall. That's what a quarter mile down. It's a big hotel. All the way down the end of that hallway, there could be another civilization just like us that look like us. Maybe don't look like us.
Yeah, maybe their skin color
bro. They were blown away. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. If you say we're in a matrix, if you better stick to what you say. Don't be a fucking hypocrite. Yeah. If you say we're in a matrix, then we're in an infinite plane matrix. All simulations, all computer simulations, all video games, flight simulators are all based on what? An infinite plane.
Yes, correct. And me and Tanner are definitely not going to sit here and act like there couldn't be a toroidal field surrounding our Earth. Maybe.
Oh, whoa, hold on. Yeah. Let me get this. The electromagnetic torus field.
Yes.
It radiates the Earth's heart. Yes. That has nothing to do
with a dome.
Electromagnetic torus field has nothing to do with the flat firmament of water, oceans of water that's above us. They're two separate constructs.
Correct.
Unfortunately, when you came over to the flat Earth and you carried this bullshit over and you didn't actually look deep into it, you just carried the same concept over. You have to see the whole thing. You have to be in control. You have to be able to show a model. And it's just, I think it's completely, it's taken over the movement, but we're here, Sean. We're here, and there's not shit they can do about it. They can send in their little plants, their little government contractors here and there to try to sway, but it ain't gonna fucking happen.
No, it ain't gonna happen. People like me and Tanner, we're not budget on this. We're not sitting here trying to push something that we can't prove. It's waking people up. Now, when people come to me and go, you know what? Why don't you just wake people up with the science facts that the Earth's a level and stationary plane? I've done that for 7 years, guys.
It's beating a fucking dead horse. Come on.
Where has that gotten us? Why does my neighbor not come to me and go, thank you, on his own? Because he doesn't know.
Who is going to be incentivized to abolish the Antarctica Treaty and all those in favor and just completely get rid of everyone that favors it? How is anyone supposed to be motivated to do that if there's a fucking dome at the end? Why do we want to go see the dome? But if there's thousands of continents, freedom, we can get away from the child.
How about 7,000 new islands? How about that?
Oh God, they're telling us.
No one bats an eye. No one bats an eye. I wish I had more time for the film because Joe Bauman nailed that. Joe Bauman, and I'm sure he's a little. I think secretly he's probably a little upset about it, but. There was a big section of him going over those 7,000 new islands found in Japan, I think. Japan said it, someone. And yeah, he went off, man. Maybe I'll release that when I have time. He went off.
What if you have all that footage? There's all kinds of good footage.
No, I know.
The challenges, I saw like our individual challenges didn't make it. Maybe
I know. That's another thing.
Maybe instead of making 2 films a year, maybe you do a part 1 and a part 2. I mean, because I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, or maybe some bonus footage.
Give me a month off.
Bonus footage. Maybe some bonus footage. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just saying. To even think about editing anything right now besides this show and Eddie's show, I need a break.
No, I'm not saying right now. I'm just saying.
I know. No, yeah, I think I will. I think this summer, unless I do a Fluvid sequel, I think that's what I'll do. But I want to get into another topic with you. We still got about a half hour or so. I want to end on this topic because I know that me and David Avocado Wolf just talked some good Sasquatch talk, man. I just had him on last week, and he brought it up too. So kind of threw me off. I'm like, oh shit, where's this gonna go? And yeah, it was I don't know if you saw that. If not, go check it out. But yeah,
so there's a lot of as you know, there's a lot of books and gospels that were left out of the Bible. Enoch, Gospel of Thomas, all there. I mean, there's so many, but in some of those texts, it talks about how a lot of the giants survived the flood.
Yep.
So before we get into the evidence and all that good stuff, if you're out there talking about giants, how there used to be giants and Tartaria and this and that, you can't overlook this. There are literal giants living in the woods for all the way up to from Alaska all the way down to South America. They've been documented by all ancient civilizations. They have all kinds of different names. It's just when you actually look into this and review the footage and review all of the solid facts, you just can't deny it. I mean, the reason why all these people, you know, would come forward and why are they hiding it and this and that, before we touch on that, the main reason is they don't want you to know that there's a creator.
Yeah.
Because the whole theory of evolution and evolving from monkeys and shit, that all goes out the window, because then we're like, okay, where did these motherfuckers evolve from? The whole mainstream narrative goes out the window.
Yep.
Okay? Absolutely out the window.
Now, my audience already knows I've talked about this story on Sam Tripoli's show. I talked about this on other shows, Eddie, my own show. You got him living behind you. So we finally got him on the show, guys. Let's talk who lives by you. Who's living at backwoods, man?
I think it's a large family, and I think they navigate, they traverse, they cover several miles, maybe hundreds of miles. But I mean, any night I go out there, they're out there. I can hear them, bipedal footsteps, triangulating, one coming from this direction, another coming from this direction, and another coming from, and these are bipedal. Branch break, step, branch break, branch break. It's not, you can tell if it's a deer or a hog or something like that. And I've not only witnessed this, several others have witnessed this, to the point where grown men crying, tears rolling, not like, but they're like, there's tears rolling down my face. What is going on? Just completely freaked out because of what they have witnessed, from the bipedal footsteps to the grunts to things being thrown to a some type of electromagnetic frequency that paralyzes you. It's just when you review, for instance, there's a documentary called Discovering Bigfoot. Surprisingly, it was on Netflix for a little bit, but they quickly pulled that down. Now it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free with ads, I think. But it's called Discovering Bigfoot, and this ex-Marine sniper goes out in a ghillie suit and a sniper suit and goes up 200 miles from the nearest town, and he documents these things. He has full HD footage of these giants, these hairy giants in the woods. There's black ones, there's brown ones, there's tan ones, there's chapped lip ones, there's aggressive ones. There's all kinds of different, I don't want to say races, but I mean, they don't all look the same, but it just, if you're watching this right now, just hit pause and go to YouTube and search Discovering Bigfoot, save it to your favorites, and then come back and pick up on this show.
Yeah, that alone, it's a great documentary. And for the people that just instantly won't accept something like that, I don't know what the hang up is with all the lies in our world and all the lies they spew and everything they hide from us in school and our history. You don't think they would lie? You don't think that they would flat earth society these creatures? They already did. Chewbacca, Harry and the Hendersons. They want a pancake in space for something real. They want to make sure that that they beat you to it. So if you talk about something like that, what's the first, like, again, you go to the neighbor, what's the flat earth? They show you probably a snow globe or a pancake, right? And it's laughable to them, okay? Same thing. You bring up Sasquatch in a realistic standpoint, the way we bring up flat earth in a realistic standpoint to people and the way they reject it, it's the same thing. It's the same conditioning. Harry and the Hendersons are, oh yeah, Bigfoot, oh yeah, you know, Chewbacca's real, huh? And it's sad. It's sad because, especially like you said, the Tartarian pushers. Okay, and I'm all about Tartaria. It makes a lot of sense. But to exclude something that you can prove yourself. Now, I guess I understand that your senses, you want to trust your senses. You're going to get every sense besides sight. If that bothers you, this isn't for you. You don't understand it. It's okay. Maybe in the next lifetime, you'll understand what I mean.
If you want to see the physical, if you want to see with your eyes, just go watch that documentary, Discovering Bigfoot. That's all you need. So I'll give you my eyewitness testimony of what I have experienced. I'll give one experience, and this one is, it's going to be hard for me to tell because there was some words can't describe the experience, and this happened not only with my brother-in-law, this also happened with another buddy of mine named Tanner and his roommate Gabe. They came out and stayed with me. We hit the lake, did the kayaks, and they experienced the same thing. So I'm going to give you the story, my eyewitness testimony of what happened with me and my brother-in-law. So I had shown him the trees uprooted, upside down, tree branches from all kinds of different trees, a willow tree, an oak tree, stuff, 30 different branches. Like they make these blinds almost, these makeshift blind teepee things. I showed him that. I showed him the couple of footprints that I found, showed him the video. And so he's all hyped up. He's seeing this firsthand, these structures. And I was like, the boys, myself, I have not touched this. When I moved in, this stuff was here and I kept it there because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if someone out here doing witchcraft. I didn't know. I really didn't know what it was. So I was showing him all this stuff, and we do a bonfire. We get the fire going. It's nighttime, and we're talking and hanging out, and I start hearing the footsteps, the obvious branch breaking bipedal footsteps. I was like, okay, they're here. I can hear them. He's like, yeah, what is that? I was like, it's them, bro. So we walk down to the fence line over by the pond where it's real thick, where it's just, it's dense woods. And we walk up and we start hearing from the left, from the top corner of the property, bipedal steps coming slowly. And we start hearing another one coming flanking from the right. And then all of a sudden it starts, you can feel the energy. You could feel it went from just calm to a intense energy vibe that was in the air. Like if you walk into a party or walk into a room, you can tell if someone's been fighting, or you can tell, the energy is. Well,
the energy in the room. Oh yeah. Right away.
You can tell the energy in the room. It's kind of the same. It was the same type concept where we're just, we're hearing it, and all of a sudden it starts getting a little intense. And then the third bipedal footsteps started coming. And when that happened, this is my perspective. My brother-in-law turns around and starts sprinting up the hill, up to the house.
And I've told this story, I think, on Sam's show a while ago, but I probably butchered it. I can't wait to hear it again. Go ahead.
So I turn around and I'm like, Zach, where are you going, dude? What's going on? He wouldn't answer me. He's booking it. He won't respond to me. So I turn around. As soon as I turn around, I get this like I felt like I had been drinking to the point of almost blacking out. I felt drunk. There's no other way I can describe it other than I felt drunk. And then I started feeling sick, like wheezy, like I was going to just throw up. I started doing my breathing techniques that I learned in martial arts, and I started doing I just basically started doing my breathing techniques because I was about to fucking pass out. And while I started doing this, I hear these thoughts in my head saying, "Who is that? He doesn't belong here. Go away." I hear these thoughts in my head. I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then I was like, just instantly, in my mind said back, "We're not here to hurt you. I'm just showing him that y'all are here. We inhabit this land together. I'm not here to hurt you. I haven't taken down your structures. I have been nothing but respectful for y'all." That's in my mind saying that. When that happened, the feeling, it stopped. Completely stopped.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. I always say the word telepathic. Why does it exist, guys?
What? All animals.
I mean, like the word in general.
Yeah.
They want to deny that anything can be telepathic. Why does the word exist? What's the purpose? It's just a fake word. Is there one movie named Telepathic from the 60s and that's why it's in the definition now? There's a definition of it. No, it's a real thing. And these things are really telepathic. And I have, had that, not as extreme as that experience, but I've had these experiences being at Tanner's house. And that's why I've told people all the time, you don't believe this shit? That's fine. And me and Eddie go back and forth in a joking way, loving way. But just come to Texas. Come on, come by.
So I'll finish my story. So
yeah, sorry.
After that went away, I immediately turned around. I said, "Hey, come back, Zach. Come on, it's all right. Come on, man." He comes off the porch and slowly starts coming down, and he walks up, and I'm like, "Hey, man, what happened, bro? Like, what's up?" He goes, "Tanner, I don't know how to even explain what just happened. It freaked me the fuck out." What happened? He goes, "When we started hearing that third step coming, something in my head told me, 'What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Go away.'" And he said it freaked me out so bad because I've never had another voice come in my head and that strong and speak to me. He goes, "It freaked me out so bad." He goes, "And to top it off, I started feeling like I was going to pass out, like I was drunk." I go, "Fuck, Zach. That's exactly what happened to me." And so I explained my perspective. And ever since then, I can tell you, he will not go back to the woods with me. He will not go back out there. He will not. He will during the day, but at nighttime. But at nighttime, he will not. That's out of the question. There's no bonfires anymore. That's just out of the question. I've had many experiences. I'll tell you another one real quick.
I love them.
So we had been in this. I just finished building the house. We'd been in it for maybe 2 weeks. My male Doberman comes back. This is nighttime. He ran off or whatever. He comes back up to the porch and he smells like, how do I explain this? He smelled so bad that I almost passed out. That's how bad it was. He smelled like dead carcass, urine, burnt wires. I can't like sulfur or something. It was weird.
Wow.
And his skin on his back, on his back, it was really gritty and oily. I didn't know what the hell it was. So I get tomato paste and I'm out there. It's like 40 degrees. I'm out there with the water hose scrubbing him down. I'm like, "Bro, you got to sleep in the garage tonight." It was just absolutely terrible. So I shut the garage. I go out on the porch. I take 3 steps on the porch. And from my perspective, across the pond down in the valley, in the ravine, I hear, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa."
Oh, you give me chills because I remember those sounds now.
It freaks me out so bad. As a grown-ass man, 6'2", 225 pounds, it freaks me out so bad that I ran upstairs while my wife is sleeping. I know better than to wake my wife up. That's a no-no. It freaks me out so bad. I went up there and I woke her up and I said, babe, I got to tell you what just happened. And I mimicked, and she kind of looked up at me and goes, leave me alone, and went back to sleep. Like, but I was like, I had to tell her. That's how bad it freaks me out. So just those two experiences, I could keep going. I could go on and tell you another dozen stories, but just look at the evidence. There are giants, that Nephilim, whatever you want to call them, that are still in our woods today. Yeti, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Booger Monster, whatever you want to call it. They're all over the world. They've been documented all over this plane of existence.
And elaborate for the audience, the consistency of the reporting. There's 10, 20,000 reports come in, probably in just this country alone.
If you
explaining the same thing. These are all correct. Liars. They're all on a grand conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Come on.
They're all telling the same story, the same sounds, the structures, which when you watch Discovering Bigfoot on YouTube, you'll see the structures that they make. You'll see.
Yeah, guys, I've seen those with my own eyes. So fuck off if you think it's bullshit. I've seen it with my own eyes.
I don't give a shit if you think they're real or not. That your opinion matters nothing to the universe and to truth and to this reality.
When you know that something is true, it's kind of like if you went outside right now, the person listening, and you saw a UFO and it stopped and then it took off, right? And then no matter who you called, well, most likely, of course, but no matter who you called or ran to your neighbors, I just saw something, they're not going to believe you. And the problem is that person that's trying to explain what they saw and the person that keeps denying it, you're weird, you might have saw something else, they care so much that that person doesn't believe them. You need to stop. Who fucking cares? You tell someone, they go, oh yeah, okay, fuck off, see you later. Like, you saw it. Stop trying to convince everybody of it. The truth is the truth. No matter if everyone's fucking gonna agree with you or give you a high five about it, you could tell someone the truth. If they don't want to accept it, fuck off. It doesn't matter.
The moment we truly become free is when we stop caring what others think. When you stop caring what other people think, that's the moment you truly become free. You can call me all kinds of names. You can call me this. You can call me that. You're not going to bring down my energy. You're not. I have a great life. I'm living heaven on earth. I'm literally that I can't imagine dying and going to heaven. That to me, that's hell. Because for one, I'm away from my family. For another, this is heaven. I have created this heaven on earth. And I think we should all, gear towards that.
That's a good goal to have. I mean, who could be against that?
Absolutely.
You set it up for yourself realistically. It's not like you're just talking a bunch of shit like most people do on the internet. They just talk a bunch of shit. They got nothing to back up for. You're a proven specimen. You're a proven human being that is talk the talk, walk the walk.
I legitimately feel sorry for these people because they're going to have to start the next life over just where they picked up off. They're not going to advance. They're going to repeat the 8th grade all over again. This life is there's not just YOLO, one life, which that's another thing religion places on us. Oh, there's one life, YOLO. No, this is a school. There are grades to this. You have to graduate and pass, the grade to move on to the next. If you don't pass it, you got to take it all over again. So I truly feel sorry for these people. But again, I took an oath to release everyone from bondage and to love all and exclude no one. Just because I scold you or call you names or break you down mentally doesn't mean I don't love you. The fact that I'm taking the time to even come at you shows that I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't be coming at you like that. And this is the message to, I'm known for being an asshole and arrogant and just not giving a shit and just being just a complete asshole to people that go against my teachings. And it's not because, I hate you or I'm mad or whatever else. I'm scolding you. I'm disciplining you just like a father does. So, like I said, they can call me all the names they want. They can view me as whatever. But like I said, I took an oath to release everyone from bondage. It looks like I'm doing a damn good job at it.
You're doing a great job of it because all you do is speak the truth. And it doesn't really matter who gets offended. We're in a war, like you said in the beginning of the show. This is a live exercise. We're in a war. We're in a war, demon versus peasants. And we are the type of people, Tanner, that we look at the war we're in, and we know that the consciousness of humanity is shifting, and will continue to shift by continuing to spread the truth. Whether it's controversial or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, people can call me whatever you want. Oh, he's talking about Sasquatch. He's ruining the flat earth. You don't know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
You don't know what you're talking
Sean,
about.
it's very simple. Just tell them, look at your life and then look at mine. Sean Hibbler, how many millions upon millions upon millions of people have you woken up to this reality? How many lives have you changed? How many souls have you, quote unquote, saved? How many people have you brought to the light?
Countless.
Versus these peasants on the internet calling us names and, trying to degrade our character. I just don't see the logic in looking at someone's life and then looking at yours and looking how terrible your life is. You can't pay your bills. You can't do this. You're always in a bad mood. There's always something wrong. There's Democrats versus Republicans, left versus right. It's just, I can't fathom how these people have the nerve, the balls to come at us like this when our lives we're up here and they're down here. It's like, don't cast pearls to swine. A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep. Look at my life and then look at yours, peasant. And when I say peasant, I mean poor in knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean poor in life quality. I don't mean the money. When I call these people peasants, it's poor in knowledge. You're walking around lost at sea with no leg to stand on.
Yep, and there's a lot of them in the world, including the truth community, unfortunately. But that's normal. You're going to have that, but people are going to keep growing. I think even the ones in the truth community that are lost with some of their thoughts and visions and Sasquatch, oh yeah, infinite play, oh yeah, I could just keep going, huh? It's like hopefully you'll get there is the point. Hopefully you'll get there. You got this far. Mm-hmm. Okay, you understand that 2 planes don't take down 7 towers. You understand that we're not a spinning space ball. You've gotten this far. Why would you stop? And I think it's comfortability. They're comfortable. It's comfortable. They're comfortable. Like they think they're already outside of the box. Mm-hmm. Like I already know some stuff that other people don't know. You don't know it all. I don't know it all. Tanner doesn't know it all. But we can admit we don't know it all, but we're going to continue to find the knowledge and teach the knowledge back to the world. We're not going to be closed-minded, close the book. There's no room for growth. There's no room for changing my opinion because I'm already set. And that's exactly where they want you. They want, and who programmed you to be set in that way? It wasn't us. It wasn't the truth. It was something else. It was something mainstream. It was something that happened along the way that it's keeping you there. And I feel like there are people that are like, well, the Simpsons, they said it, that like they wouldn't have made fun of it if it wasn't real. Like it literally stays in their head that a glass dome trapped above us because the Simpsons wouldn't have mentioned it. That's all you have? Like that's sad. You got to break the barriers of conditioning, all forms of conditioning, including truth conditions. There's a lot of those too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dunning-Kruger. There's people have love for their captors. They just love the Roman Empire. They would never lie to you ever. The governments would never lie ever. This is how I look at it. I really hope, I truly do. I love every living soul, and this is where it all boils down to. Every single person born, they started off as an innocent, pure, fresh out of the box computer. No viruses, no malware, no spam, no religious programming, no governmental programming, none of that. Okay. So every single person, all the bad people, all the child sex traffickers, everyone started off as a pure, innocent baby. And that's where my compassion comes in. You know, when my first son was born, I bawled for 3 hours straight, nonstop, bawled. The longest, and you compile all the times I've cried, all the funerals I've been to, you compile that. It was nothing. It was maybe half. I cried for 3 hours straight because, you know, that's, you know, that was 4 years. I was 4 years into Flat Earth. I'd, you know, debated hundreds, if not thousands of people, got in fights with people. And I had letting it just really, really get to me. I just had this, not this hate, but just disgust with people. And that moment changed. My feelings changed when I held that baby boy, that innocent baby on my chest, skin to skin, because I know all my enemies, all these people that I have gone into battle against, and all the enemies of the world all started off as this innocent, pure baby.
Yeah.
So with that said, it's up to us to now take over and control this narrative of our reality, so the future generations going forward can be free. So these innocent children don't grow up to be trafficked or turned into pedophiles or whatever else. You know, it's up to us to spread this message. And with us being in an infinite matrix plane, this is all energy, frequency, and vibration. So we have to, even though I get disgusted sometimes with these people, I still love them. I still truly do love them, because again, they started off as an innocent, pure baby. So it's my life's mission to bring forth heaven on earth, to release everyone from bondage. I don't care who gets in the way. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me and my team. Okay.
Yep.
The universe is backing us 100%. We cannot be stopped. This world is ours, and we have already taken it back.
Yep. That's a great point. And we'll end on that. I also wanted to say, for the few comments, when the trailer was released, I got a few comments. Oh, you got to GoFundMe. You got to GoFundMe. Why don't you have your Flat Earth millionaire give you a couple bucks? Guess what? I made him the executive producer of the film because he gave the biggest chunk out of anyone collectively, possibly. I mean, he did a giant donation, bigger than anyone ever. So just watch your mouth when you speak about people and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, it's not his responsibility to do that, but he still did it because he wanted this out.
Well, that's the peasant mindset.
And I never asked him. That's another thing. I never asked him. But once he did it, I was shocked. I called him, holy shit, are you sure, dude? Really, man? And I was like, come on, man. It was one of those, but I go, I'm just going to make you the EP. Fuck it. I'm like, as long as you're cool with it, that's cool. So I want to thank you for that. I thank you for much more than just that you've given towards this film. And your passion and your knowledge that you have given to the world. And come May 22nd, when it's free on YouTube, now you're really giving it out to hundreds of millions of people at that point. And I'm looking forward to that. People act like I don't want to give stuff away for free. No, I want to not be upside down on the budget anymore. As simple as that. It's going to be free on YouTube. That is who I am. That is what I do. So I don't care about the trolls trying to leak it and rip it and put it on Rumble and all this shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, it's already on TikTok. Scrolling, of course, you know that AI, that algorithm is on point, which is another reason why they're trying to ban it. But I've already seen 5 or 6, maybe 7 different shares. They've got 50, 40, 80,000 views already. You know?
In a few days. Yeah, in a few days.
And I still, even today, I was scrolling. I saw myself on TikTok. The next level, you know, it had like 30-something thousand views, some random account. I'm constantly still seeing the next level just flooded in my algorithm, in my feed.
Oh, I know. And by the time I have you back on the show for part 2, we'll be having a lot of that discussion with Level with me. I know that for a fact, because Bryce Mitchell, as you guys know, he's going to be fighting, I believe, in less than 2 weeks from now. I'm not going to say anything besides that, but I will say this: manifest his win. If you manifest his win, the Flat Earth will win, and you will see why when that happens. But
if he's meant to win the match, he's gonna win the match. And by the way things are going, the universe already has him planned out to win. If he doesn't, either way, this film is going viral. There's nothing they can do to stop it. The footage contained in this film is just mind blowing. And it was condensed down to an hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's hard. That's very hard to do.
7 + 1 = 8. Anyone that's familiar with numerology, you know what that number 8 signifies. So as me personally, as a life path number 3, this is what I was born to do. This is what I came into this world to do.
Tanner, where can people find you once again?
TikTok, Flat Earth Millionaire, Instagram, Flat Earth Millionaire, and I have the YouTube channel, but they keep taking down videos, so I don't really post on there. Of course, they took down my other YouTube
well, they can
channel.
still go subscribe to your 18th channel. What is the 18th YouTube channel called?
It's Flat Earth Millionaire. It may be the Flat Earth Millionaire. I'm not sure.
Tanner, I want to thank you for being my best friend. I want to thank you for being someone I can always speak to, always being there for me, even when I don't ask.
Research Flat